Let's jump into robots. There was this headline on Bloomberg News a couple days ago that said China's startups race to dominate the coming AI robot boom. And it said Elon Musk worries the country will eventually lead in the field of humanoids. He's obviously been talking a lot about this. You've been talking about a lot this for a long time with the robots. I know he has plans to manufacture them and can see somebody having their own robot for like a $20,000, $30,000 price tag, I think in the next few years. And then one day there being more robots than humans. But what's your take on this? I saw something at one of the airports that I was in, I don't know where I was, Singapore, and the robot was just tinking along and just doing its little thing. It was pretty low level, but I asked myself, like, isn't this weird, or shouldn't this bother you, or what will this look like in 10 years? And it was just had me think. What's your take on it, Peter?
So we're finally there. We've been playing with humanoid robots for some time. After the Fukushima nuclear reactor failure occurred, and it was impossible because the radiation levels to send a human in to turn things off. An effort was put in place by DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, to develop robots that we could send into harm's way to go do these things. And if you go back and look at the robots coming out of that program, they were big, they were clunky, they were actually funny. They would just tip over and fall. And it was sort of like, America's Funniest Home Videos type of episode. But things have changed. It's not the mechanical systems per se have changed, though the electric motors that power our drones and the material science and all of that has made the robots become much more robust and capable. But it's the AI systems that are making the humanoid robots really viable today. These robots will be physical instantiations of these AIs. So when you have PhD level AI intelligence and it embodies a robot, and that robot sees you do something, it instantly can replicate what you're doing. In medical school, it was watch one, do one, teach one. Mm-hmm. And I think, we can imagine that happening with the robots. So where are we? There are probably about 60 to 70 well-funded humanoid robot companies. What I mean by that, 2 arms, 2 legs, a head, looks like a human, somewhere in the 4 foot to 6 foot height range. They vary immensely. In the US, there are probably 4 or 5 major robots. I just put out you can Google Metatrends humanoid robot report and my name, and you'll see it. You can download it, and it looks at, I think I looked at the top 30 companies there. But in the US, Tesla with Optimus is definitely, number 1, maybe number 1 or 2. Brett Adcock with a company called Figure AI is at the same level as Optimus, and I'm an investor in Figure, an investor in Tesla. But then there is Apollo and Digit. There is Boston Dynamics, which has been one of the leaders in robotics for ages, with Atlas, which used to be hydraulic and now is full electric, is doing amazing work. So we have these, humanoid robot companies in the US, but China is neck and neck. Maybe it's even more advanced, because what's happening is that China is creating robotic training grounds. They're creating giant research labs where all the humanoid robot companies go and they share knowledge and they...
How do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting-edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside, I view, is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.
They develop new capabilities and new software. And China needs it desperately because of the one-child policy left them without enough workers to sustain their economy. I mean, the Chinese economy was a low-cost labor economy, but now the cost of labor is going up. And if they want to be able to compete in manufacturing, it's going to have to be through automation or humanoid robotics. So let's look at the numbers 1 second. As you mentioned, both Tesla, both Elon and Brett Adcock project a cost of a high-end humanoid robot, right? We're talking human level or greater intelligence and capability, costing a purchase price of $20,000 to $30,000. Let's call it $30,000. If you want to lease that, you can imagine leasing it at $300 US dollars per month, which is what? It's $10 a day. It's 40 cents an hour. So 40 cents an hour for labor that works 24/7, doesn't have a fight with a girlfriend or boyfriend, doesn't have to do drug testing, it never complains, and is, capable of doing almost anything you ask it to because it's got a level of intelligence that is extraordinary. So the question is, if it costs you $10 a day, $300 a month, how many of these would you own? I mean, just do the thought experiment a second, right? It is the most extraordinary in-home labor, outdoor gardening, all of these things. You can imagine that the average individual might own 2 of them or more if they want to put them to work. So when Elon says, I interviewed Elon on stage at FII in Saudi, and I said, so Elon, 2040, how many humanoid robots are there? And he said, his estimate was 10 billion.
Wow. Why do I laugh out loud at that? It seems so, because I can't imagine how exponential this future is, right? That's 15 years.
So, I asked my friend, what is it going to feel like when you see humanoid robots walking down the street, getting in the elevator to deliver something alongside you? And his answer was telling. He said, it's going to feel normal. We adapt so rapidly. So here in Santa Monica, Waymo is operational. This is Alphabet's autonomous car service, which is very rapidly scaling. My kids just had their birthday, and part of what we did was we put them and their friends in some Waymo rides just to have the experience. But there's I'll see 20 Waymos on the street per day. I don't drive that much. And the first time you see them, you're taking photographs. Oh my God, that's so cool. You're looking in to see, is there a driver in there, a safety driver? There's not. And after a while, you just ignore it as natural. And we just adapt very quickly to these things. I remember the first time I saw somebody with in a Bluetooth earpiece talking to themselves, walking down the street. And I was like, is that guy crazy? They look really well dressed to be a crazy person. But they're not. They're on a Bluetooth connection. And again, we don't think of these things now. We change and we adapt and we accept things as normal.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.